This fat fuck tank won't get out of the way.
I'll blame it on the tank.
I got this. I got this. Dude, am I stuck? Oh my god.
Dude, how do you screw it up like this?
Dude,
Alright, we're switching.
Yo, you fix it. Fix
Why do I
it.
have to fix your problem?
What's up, guys? Got some Battlefield 1 action for you today. Been playing a lot of Battlefield 1 recently. In fact, the only reason I'm not playing it right now is because there's that massive DDoS attack that just took out like half the internet. So I am making this video instead. But I've been enjoying a lot of Battlefield 1 recently. I bought the early enlister version of the game. EA suckered me out of 20 bucks because I have no willpower. But I don't regret it. I've put 25 hours into the game already, and it hasn't even, well, it just released yesterday. Last night at 12. So, been playing a lot, been really enjoying it. I've been enjoying the support role a lot. This is a role that people haven't been playing that much. This is the least played role in the game by far. I usually have top resupplies every single game. I think just because I'm the only guy playing it, I feel like. But I've been enjoying this role a lot. I like that you actually play a support gunner role in this game. And a lot of that is due to the time period this game is taking place in. Battlefield 4, for example, it's really hard for them to make a support class, like a heavy gunner class, when it's modern weapons. You know, people are running around with M16s, AK-47s, modern automatic assault rifles. That's just not the case in this game. The other classes in this game have very archaic weapons. They're single shotguns or low magazine, just they're World War I guns. So the support class has these really cool guns. These guns that have high magazine capacities, shoot fairly quickly. Like this MG15, 200 round drum magazine, has a pretty good rate of fire, and it's the only gun like this in the game, and support has access to it. Now, the downsides of this gun is that if I get into a head-on-head gunfight with a guy, like if I'm running along and some guy comes in front of me, I'm basically dead. This gun is close to worthless without being bipodded down, and I highly recommend that if you're going to play the support class, that you play with the suppressive variants of the guns and just, entrench yourself, put the bipod down, and just overwatch your team. Just look over your team, make sure your team's not getting screwed up, throw out some ammo packs. That's the way I recommend you play if you want to play the heavy gunner role. Now, if you want to play with the Huot, which is the last unlock you get, that changes the kit completely. That means you can be a run and gun, or more of a run and gun, not completely run and gun, but you can be more up in your face, close range. But you really want to avoid that if you're playing the heavy gunner role. You don't want to be up fighting people up close. You don't want to be doing anything like that. You want to be doing what I'm getting ready to do here in a second. So this clip here will show you that the range, or not the start of this clip, but you want to really post up, take advantage of that bipod, go prone. You really use those windows. The bipods automatically deploy in this game. The new bipod system is very, very good. I highly recommend it. If bipodding sucked in previous Battlefields. It was always really glitchy and the terrain sucked. But in this game, you can bipod down on broken rocks, and it's gonna take a little bit of experimenting. But once you figure it out, and once you put enough time in, you'll kind of figure out how certain windows work and how certain ledges work. It's a little bit of a trial and error process. But check this out right here. This clip is going to show you, in my opinion, the best role to play as support most of the time. So look at the range on this gun. These support guns have crazy range. Crazy range. Much further than you would expect. The bullet drop-off is, I feel like, almost non-existent in this game. There is bullet drop-off with the MG15, but it's so little that you almost don't even need to account for it. The main thing you need to account for is the travel time of the bullet. So you have to lead people a little bit, but you don't have to aim up into to the right of some guy. Not typically anyway, unless you're shooting really, really far away. So what I'm doing right here is I'm just putting out crazy amounts of suppressive fire and essentially just plink damage. I do get some kills occasionally, but a lot of the times I'm just shooting somebody, knocking out like 25, 40 health before they get to cover. Some of those do translate into kills, but you get a lot of assists with the support class. You get a lot of spot assists, a lot of stuff like that. A lot of just assists that count as kills. You do get a lot of kills, but you're going to get a lot of the other stuff as well, which kind of sucks because I wish the scoreboard showed assists, because if it showed assists, I feel like I'd be Steve Nash up in this bitch with like 20, 30 assists a game easily, because you get lots of just, you know, little damage on people just because you're able to put down so much fire. And here I'm actually going to get some kills. And you get a lot of random kills too. You'll be shooting, and the way the spread works on the guns, so all of the guns in Battlefield 1 for the most part have some random spread deviation. So really with a support class, you want to use those bullets. You want to spray around and look for hit markers. As you can see right there, I was kind of just spraying into the smoke hoping I'd get a hit marker. A lot of times you will get a hit marker and you'll say, oh well, shit, there's a guy there. So you really just more fire, man. Just put bullets down range. That's what I'd highly recommend playing the support class. Now here's the Huot. This is the last unlock that you get for support. This gun is pretty neat. It's like an SMG, but you have to. It has really low damage, but it has really low recoil, and it's got pretty decent range. So it's a very weird thing. You can take somebody out across the map with this gun, but you better be hitting like 5 shots on them. So it's a weird gun. I like it. The difference between this gun and the other support guns is that with this gun, you can play up close. If somebody comes up on you, you're not completely screwed. The recoil is very manageable. There is no bipod for this gun, so you don't need to worry about being crouched or being entrenched in any sort of cover. You're able to look at this guy. This guy panic bayonets. I think he tried to bayonet charge just to get away. You do run faster when you do that. But with this gun, it's nice to play with this gun because unlike the other support guns, you don't want to be standing while you're using them. You do not want to be standing up using the MG15. You are going to have a bad time. Get shoveled, bitch. But with this gun, you're actually able to maneuver around and strafe around and stuff like that. So you have a little bit more survivability with this gun. Whereas with the MG15, you're kind of a sitting duck. You need to be pretty careful. But I like playing with this gun because you're able to get a lot of resupplies because you're just right up in the action, right by your teammates. And your hip fire is nice. Your range is nice. It's kind of a nice mixture of everything, but you don't have that crazy suppressive fire. You have a 26-round magazine, which is pretty low, especially when you're used to playing with 200, like I was with the MG15. So it's fun, though. Like, you're able to go on some pretty, like this kill streak right here is pretty nasty. Anyway, really enjoying Battlefield 1. I highly recommend you check out the support class, despite it being unpopular. I'm going to be playing this game a lot.